Democrats keep claiming Trump is lying about obliterating Iran's nuclear facilities.
I just do not think the president was telling the truth when he said this program was obliterated.
Trump said that the nuclear stockpile was completely and totally obliterated. I did not receive an adequate answer to that question.
The administration has done a tremendous disservice to itself and to our military men and women by claiming that the job is all done.
President Trump is deliberately misleading the country about the results of the military action he took.
Right. So what a shocker. Those three do not think positive things about the president and his military operation. So President Trump had no choice but to drop a bunker buster on the doubters.
It's been obliterated. It would be years before they could ever get going. But I don't believe that they're going to go back into nuclear anytime soon. They spent over $1 trillion on nuclear and they never got it together.
If the intelligence reports conclude that Iran can enrich uranium to a level that concerns you, would you consider bombing the country again?
Without question, absolutely. They're exhausted. And Israel's exhausted too. And I dealt with both of them. And they both wanted it settled. The last thing they're thinking about right now is nuclear.
Well, he wasn't done yet. President Trump later posted a lengthy truth lashing out at the Supreme Leader Khamenei for claiming Iran won the war with Israel. Trump says he wouldn't let Israel terminate his life. Quote, this, I saved him from a very ugly and ignominious death. And he does not have to say, thank you, President Trump. So it's true. The Israelis knew exactly where he was. They did not kill him, but they were not afraid to kill him after they took out Nasrallah, and nothing really happened except for Lebanon went back to the Lebanese. I thought it was very telling, Jesse, when Bernie Moreno said last night to Laura Ingraham, one of the Democrats in that montage we just said, we actually have that soundbite? Like, since I can't do my Bernie Moreno imitation, here is what he sounded like saying the exact same thing.
One of the Democrats that you just had on your program was in the confidential briefing in the SCIF today and said to General Kane, the operation that you ran will go down in the annals of American history as the greatest military operation ever conducted. A Democrat said that today. What's sick, Laura, is that they then go on TV and do everything possible politically to undermine the administration. This is not what they believe. This is just pure political grotesque behavior.
Well, who's telling the truth, Bernie Moreno, about what they were like behind closed doors, or those three in front of the cameras?
Is it annals or annals?
Annals.
Is it annals? I think it's annals.
Glad we clarified that. Thank you.
Yeah, so you guys go in there, Jessica, and you did this during Russiagate. You go in and you get briefed on classified info, and you go out and you lie about it. I mean, why do we even trust you guys? You guys shouldn't even be briefed. You should just take a year and just chill. And we'll brief other people, because you can't be trusted with classified information. It's almost like common sense, Brian. When's the last time an American bomb didn't work? Nam? I mean, how many dud bombs have we ever dropped? And these things are so accurate. We perfected the smart bomb in the Desert Storm. It's not like we're not going to hit what we want to hit. And these things went all the way down this air shaft and exploded 6 times in the middle of this cavern. The whole thing's a fire pit. You can't know 100% what happened inside because you can't get inside.
Yeah, 46 years we've been trying the talking route. It has not worked out well. So now they've at least set back significantly, maybe forever, Katie, the nuclear program. Everyone should agree on that. And the one thing I think Democrats are missing out on is that they deserve credit. During this whole mission started in 2009 to find a way to blow up their program should they get the call from a president. Now you go from Bush to Obama to Biden to Trump, to Trump to Biden, now back to Trump. And he goes, you know what? I'm done talking. I'm going to take it out. If I'm Senator Murphy, I say, look, we had that option. I think a few presidents have that option. They worked on it together, just like the bin Laden raid. Every other administration deserved credit along with President Obama.
It's an American mission.
That's what it was.
For the vast majority, Democrats, Republicans, have always said Iran can't get a nuclear weapon. So just give Trump the win. Why do you have to go be political about it? Exactly. They have to be political about it because they just can't give the president the win. I keep thinking about the stories that came out right before this happened. You know, oh, maybe the bunker buster bombs won't work. Maybe B-2s aren't enough. Maybe Trump should use a tactical nuke. Can you imagine if he had used a tactical nuke, the criticism he would have received from Democrats as well that it was overkill because he wanted to make sure that everything was destroyed and there was no question about that. And then he took this route, and still, there's this leak, which everybody, if you care about making sure that these things don't damage American sources, American intelligence, that the leaks don't happen prematurely. We all want information. We all want to know what happened. We want to know if the job was done. There's still maybe more work to do. But this idea that you would send out half-truths about the information and imply that that the mission was not complete is pretty low, even when it comes to politics in DC.
I think the Middle East is about to be made over. Jessica, you've been firmly in Israel's court throughout this entire 2.5 years since October 7th. But I would say also it's going to be very interesting to see who leaked the DIA, because the DIA is the same group that said Ukraine would last 2 days. They said Ukraine can't withstand an invasion. They'll be done in 2 days. Kyiv will fall. And now we find out with low confidence that they think we only set back their program 2 to 3 months. And I just think that whoever, if it is a Democrat that leaked it, I think it's just as guilty the DIA person who feels as though they could just go work the lawmakers to make sure that, I guess, Trump and the military don't feel like they won on Sunday night.
Well, I take issue with the fact that we seem to, over and over again, treat our intel officers as if they're not part of the United States government and that they're not our warriors of a different kind. They're not the ones going out there dropping the bombs, but they are the ones collecting enough intelligence to make sure that we can do that effectively.
But would you say they diminish themselves when they pick up the phone and call a reporter?
None of us know exactly how this happened, so we should wait to find out. I think that leaks can be incredibly dangerous. I think that the pilots that did this, that dreamed about this for 15 years and have trained with pinpoint precision to be able to pull this off, deserve all the credit in the world. But I also don't think that it diminishes what they accomplished to ask questions like, where are the 900 pounds of 60% enriched uranium? And you notice a theme from the Republican senators and congresspeople coming out of these private briefings. Senator Cotton, for instance, Mike McCall in the House, for instance, they keep just separating and say, well, that wasn't the point of the mission. Wasn't the point of the mission to deal with the fact that they got the uranium out, probably because the president was signaling on social media that this was going to happen and that we don't know where it is. And I think that's why people like Senator Murphy are saying, how far does this actually set it back? Maybe only a few months if they're walking around with it in uranium that is at 60%.
They can't do anything with it, Jessica,
they also can't
because all their sites are destroyed.
Okay,
and Kennedy, can I just go to you? The foreign minister came out of Iran, who I think is pulling for Iran for total victory, said, admitted in an interview that the U.S. strikes caused serious damage to Tehran's nuclear facilities. He reiterated it, and it went directly against with the Grand Ayatollah.
Yeah.
And can you imagine Ayatollah that wasn't grand? Came out and said, oh, it was no big deal.
I haven't been to Iran. I haven't met the Ayatollah.
Right.
I cannot comment on his grandness
and I won't
at this time.
And I will not back you into a corner.
I just don't have the information.
Right.
You know, maybe Chris Murphy does. Maybe Chris Murphy knows how grand
he
the
knows
Ayatollah
everything.
is. But yeah, the foreign minister comes out, and obviously the United States wants to get Iran back to the table. They said they want to do it without a third party, no mediation. They want Iran to come to the table.
No more notes.
No more notes, no more help. Too many notes. But the foreign minister came out and said, yeah, it's decimated. He sounded like Pete Hegseth.
Exactly.
He was like
Pete called him and said, calm down. Take it down.
A pilot. No, he was like, you're plagiarizing me. All right, knock it off.
I'm going to sue.
Yeah, I'll sue you.
It's a very
I'll go
everyone
to
sues us
Qatar
these
and
days.
sue you.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But, you know, it's like I do take issue with lawmakers who go into these confidential classified briefings and come out and even, you know, it's like they do this fruity little tap dance where they come out in front of the cameras and they make all of these implications. We saw Adam Schiff do that, like, whoa, you won't believe the information that I've got.
Because I'm making it up.
He was totally making it up. It was an absolute falsehood because they don't have the means for verification that they're claiming that they have. Yeah. And a lot of this is spitballing. The Iranians don't know what exactly is happening. And yes, there are lawmakers who are like, well, that wasn't the point of the strike. They had 25 minutes in Iranian airspace, and so they went after the 3 nuclear sites. They didn't have 2.5 days to go, is that the uranium? Are those the trucks? Is that the 900 pounds? And so, yes, that wasn't on the target list. I hope to God this is the only thing we have to do. But between Van Hollen and Murphy and Dick Durbin and Da Nang Dick, like all the dicks, You know, they're all asking for more bombs, which seems very odd given the past position of the Democrat Party.
It's crazy, but it's an exciting time. If we get the Gaza thing done, there might be a chance at a Middle East that tries to be productive instead of be destructive. I feel like you had to say something, Jesse.
Not anymore. After the Danan Dick comment, I just lost.
You just lost
I lost
all your
my
momentum.
train of thought.
I understand. Kennedy, how dare you? Apologize to him in the break.
I will in the break.
Up next, the Democratic Party is such a hot mess. They are hitching their wagon to a socialist. No joke, Jack.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.